What's up guys, it's iLearn Academy and we're back with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to code on a programming database called Scratch. Now, Scratch is actually a programming language and it's really helpful, and its main target is to help kids learn how to code. Now we can make simple projects in simple, easy ways in Scratch. Now in Scratch, the programming language is actually in blocks, as you see over here, so it'll be kind of easier to code instead of actually using JavaScript and any other harder coding languages. Now I'm going to be showing you guys how to code a simple game and a simple coding database, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to code a maze. Now before we begin, I just want to let you guys know that Scratch is really helpful for kids, and just to let you know, don't download the Scratch app because it might have different features. Go to the Scratch website and that will have the latest features, and I don't know, I'm just scared that you might not be able to do the things that I'm able to do on Scratch. So once you type up Scratch, it'll probably lead you to a website that looks like this. And make sure you create an account. Ask your parents for their account. They'll probably let you do it. It's coding. Now, coding is really helpful. So, yeah, make sure you take this seriously, because in our future, the only way to improve the world is by coding. So, coding is an amazing skill that will be really important if you learn. Now, this is a coding lesson for ages 6 and above. And it's good to start coding from an early age, because that'll help you learn more and more, and before you know it, you can be able to code really hard things at a very young age. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and once you create your account, click the create button. Now before we do that, I just want to let you guys know that at iLearn Academy, we're trying to make your learning fun and entertaining, so keep on learning. In this video, we're learning coding. So once you're up in the screen, click the create button in the top left corner. So it'll take a little while. It's creating the project, and great. So this is the basic Scratch. This is how your code will look when you first start. Now in actual coding, it won't look like this. Well, Scratch just wants to make it easy for people who are just starting coding. Now in the center, the exact center, the x value is 0 and the y value is 0. And before we begin, in coding, you'll kind of move the sprite, and to move it, you'll use coordinates. So right now, this is at the center, which means the x value is 0 and the y value is 0. Now, in Scratch, the basic logo is always this orange cat, and this you might, if you ever played games, this is called a player, but in actual coding, it's called a sprite. So this player right here, you can do many different things. You can walk, you can do anything. As long as you code, it's called Sprite 1. This Sprite 1, it can do anything. So, how to move one? Well, to move it, before we do anything, a code can't do anything unless you have an event. Now this green flag button right over here is the go button, and it kind of starts the game. Now I know in some games they have a play button, but that play button cannot be coded unless the game has this green flag. Now in actual or real games, it doesn't have this actual flag that starts the game. It automatically starts it for you. And the play button isn't this. The play button is this one different. The play button is actually a sprite, and it can do things. Now, the play button kind of leads you to another screen where the actual players come, and the actual players start to do things. And this go button kind of starts the entire game and will do everything that you code. Now, when this green flag pressed, in other words, when you actually start the game, well, this is not the actual game, but I just want to let you guys get an easy way on how to start. So when we start the go button, we want this cat to, let's say, move 10 steps. So click the green flag button. Now, if we just have a normal thing like this cat won't do anything. You see, you need this event because because the computer doesn't know when you want to do 10 steps. Do you want to when we press the right arrow button, or do we want to move 10 steps, or do you want it to move 10 steps when we press the 5 button? I don't know, but the computer doesn't know when to do 10 steps. So let's say if we connect this to when the flag pressed. So to get coding together, you match them together. So when we start the game, they'll move 10 steps. Let's see if this works. And we have to do exactly what our event is. When this green flag pressed, which means this, we'll do everything that's underneath. You see it? We probably didn't see it because 10 steps in actual pixels it isn't much. So let's say 100. So when we press the green flag, it's going to move 100 steps. You saw it move. So that's how you move a sprite. You always need an event, and you also could move 100 steps. And you can also make it go other places. So let's say at the start of the game, we want the player to always be over here. Select the starting point. Then when we actually start the game, we want to be in this position always. Now, when we moved 10 steps, it didn't really have that effect. So to make that effect, let's go to the costumes. Look, we can only have costumes if the actual sprite is a sprite from scratch. Now you can get sprites from scratch. You can choose a sprite. So Scratch already has sprites, but in actual coding we don't get to choose sprites. We actually have to make it. And Scratch just wants to make it simple. Now we can change color as well in this costume. And look, this is kind of a moving effect. Look over here. Can you kind of see the sprite moving? That's how you make animations. And I might make another video about animations. I don't know. Looks so cool. This is nice. So we don't need the sprite for the actual thing we're going to do. Because in Maze, we don't want our player to be a cat. So I deleted the sprite, and now we can't do anything. We literally can't do anything. Except we have one thing. The backdrop. Now in actual game, it'll kind of be, bland if we have a plain white screen, which is why we can actually change the backdrop. So in our stage, it has all the backdrops needed. So to change the color of the backdrop, click on this bucket right here. And we want the entire thing to be filled with any color you choose. I don't know why I have purple open, but I'll choose it to, a bluish color like this. This bucket will make anything this color. Not working. I don't know why. It's not working. Well, we can do another way. We can make a rectangle, and that rectangle will be filled with this color. Now, if you've ever done like a Google slide, you know how it's done. We want to fill this entire thing with a rectangle. So we've got it. And then make it even, larger. Right? Like this, even larger. Okay, so now we have the entire thing this color. And it doesn't look too bland anymore. It kind of has some color, and it kind of makes it cooler. So when we open a game, it just won't have the screen. So if you ever open a game, it won't automatically make you start playing the game. It has a play button or it has a settings button, those kind of things. Now, this is a basic coding lesson. Then my next video is going to be more advanced stuff on how to add like settings and more things. This is a basic coding on how to code a maze. Now, the maze. I've never even told you guys about the maze, and a maze is basically a character, and there's so many different ways that the character can move around. But in the end, there might be some dead ends in the maze, but in the end, we want the maze to actually, in the end, go to the finish line. There's so many different ways. You can turn left, right, up, and down. There's so many different ways to go around, but in the end, we want to make sure we hit the end. That's the main thing about a maze. And a maze in Scratch is really easy to code. Now, this is a basic one, so don't take this too seriously and think it's going to be very hard. It's actually very simple. And Scratch is very simple. Once you actually see all the sprites and you actually understand it, it'll be really easy to code things. As long as you have an event, as long as you have the right number of steps, and as long as you know what you're doing, Scratch will be really easy. You can immediately find out what needs to be done in Scratch. And before you know it, the more practice you do with coding, the better you'll become. Now in this background, we want it to say maze. Because in an actual game, it'll say the game name. It won't just not say the game name once you start the game. So to add that, we'll add a text box right over here. And this will say maze. Hit Control A, and let's fill it with, we can choose any color, but we don't want it to be blue. I'll change it to black. So this is the way I want it to be. You can do anything you want with the text boxes, but yeah, as long as you, so basically this part, you can, as long as you can have the same color, but as long as you have a color, and as long as you have a text box, and as long as you have a play button, that's how it'll actually prove that you know coding. Now I'll change this text to, well, you can also choose different font types. Okay, so I forgot to tell you, but change the font size, you basically reduce the text box, and I'll also reduce the text size. So I want it to be like this, the perfect size, I guess. Pretty good. Now I'll change the font type to serif, and let's do formal. Handwriting, not my type. Marker, no. Curly, no. No. That looks pretty good, but I don't know. It might not match the game we're about to play. Pixel? What's this? I'll choose Pixel. Pixel kind of has that video game effect. You know, pixelated. So great. This looks pretty good. Not an actual professional game, but it looks pretty professional. So this is done. We're done with the backdrop. We're done. So now, we're going to add a play button, but the background won't have the play button. I'll show you guys what this can do. Not yet, but yeah. So, in this game, once we put the play button, it'll lead us to a different backdrop with different things to do. But the computer might not know what background to choose when we start the game. So we need an event. So when we actually start the game, we want to switch to backdrop 1, which is this backdrop. So when we actually start the game, we want to have this screen open every time we start the game. We want it to look like this every time. So when we start the game, it'll always stay like this. I'm pressing the green button. So when green flag clicked, it'll switch to backdrop 1, which is this backdrop. So now it's time to add the play button, because we can't do anything in the game unless we have another bigger one with another sprite, which can actually move around. Now let's add the play button. Now, the play button is actually going to be a sprite. So let's paint a sprite, because they probably don't have a play button sprite in the Scratch sprite library. So to make the play button, start off by making a rectangle. It's a black rectangle right here. Now you can actually move it wherever you want to. I'll move it right here. And this seems perfect size. So, yeah. Now you don't have to do this, but to add more pizzazz, let's make another sprite. So let's make another sprite. So we'll make another sprite right on top of the original sprite. Just like that. And we'll make it a different color. We'll make it white. Now we'll have this right over here. And we want to have that 3D effect. It's kind of like this other one is on top of it. It kind of has that shadow. You don't have to add this, but I think this looks cool, and it has that more professional look to it. So yeah, this is the way I want it to look like. Looks pretty good. So now we just don't want this to be our play button. It needs to say play so the player will know what this button does. So it'll say play. So let's fill it with this. Alright, so this looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. It says play. Pretty good. So let's increase this, and we'll fit it right in here. Yeah, this actually looks pretty professional. The player will know that once we start the game, he'll press the play button, and now he gets to do. Now, sorry, I just took a little break over there. So anyways, now that we actually have our play button, now we can go back to our code screen. So we're done with our background. We're also done with making a sprite. You can move the sprite wherever you want to. Oh, what's this? Sprite. This seems to have some weird looking thing. Okay, I'll just add a blue shape. I'll sort of cover it. And I'll just cover it. Because you can't really delete it. Okay, I'll just choose it. It'll be this. Okay, so. Great. I don't know what color this was. I don't know why this is over here. But, you know, I'll just. I don't know what to do with this dude. This little sprite, I don't even know where this came from. It's just following whatever. Sometimes that might happen, but I just messed up. It's okay. It's not like you can see it. So anyways, now it's time to code this. We need to code this play button because when we press the play button, what's going to happen? So we want to go to another background where the actual game starts. Now I know in actual games have a setting button and, you know, easy, medium, hard, but this is just a beginner's tutorial on how to code maze. I'll make another video on the advanced tutorial, which is going to show you guys how to add like easy, medium, hard button. And yeah, it'll just be a little harder than this, so yeah. Stay tuned for that, but if you're a beginner right now, I think this would be perfect for you. So this is the basic game format, and it looks pretty nice. You know it? So once you start the game, it'll just look like that. So we wanted to, let's go to events. Okay, so when this is shown, because once we press the play button, we want this sprite to hide. Because we don't want to just stay there while we're playing the game. We want this sprite to go away and just hide, so it won't block us from the game. So when this is pressed, we want it to show. Because you see in the computer, once the sprite hides once, it's going to think that, you know, it might hide the entire game, but we don't want to. When we start the game, we want it to show, and then later we want it to hide. So if we press this play button, that's when we want it to do the different things. So when this sprite is clicked, which means when this button is pressed, we want it to, well, first of all, we want it to hide. We want to hide, don't we? And then we want it to go to another background. So when the sprite is clicked, we want to hide. But then we want to do something else. We don't have another background ready. So let's just have another background ready. So we want another background. We'll paint this one. This is background 2. We'll make it later, trust me. So when we click this button, we want it to hide, and then we want it to switch to background 2. So let's see if this works. We press the play button, it looks like that. So, maze, play, it's the only button we can choose. We press it, bam. This is how you code it. This is a basic format. And now we've got it. Now, we've got everything we need, and now all we need to do is add the maze. Now, to add the maze, from the internet, you can just search up a maze, or you can, since this is a beginner's level 1 tutorial, you can actually make your own maze. This maze is not difficult, trust me. This is a basic maze. You can, if you want, you can actually search up maze in your computer, and then you can upload it. You see, you can upload. So in this background 1, you can upload an image. So that'll be pretty good. You can upload a maze, and the maze will stay there, and then you can move it. But since it's a level 1 tutorial, and if you also want to follow along with me, we're gonna make our own maze. And this might not look hard. This is gonna be really simple, but just so you guys can it'll be easier, and we don't have to start uploading things. Since this is level 1, and if you are beginning this, let's make our own maze. Now, if you want to start a maze, we need some blocks. So we'll use this rectangle to make the first, block. This is kind of the first block. So we'll have it to be like that. So you might think you have to go down, but you're not. Then you'll make another one. You'll make another rectangle. And this one, make it go over here. So it's kind of easy to know that if you are playing, you're not supposed to, go. Right? It's really hard. Oh, jeez. Thanks. Okay. And okay. So we know that. So if you're actually playing this will be really easy because we know that we can't go down. Instead, we'll just go this way. But now we could add some other blocks as well. Now this is really easy, so don't think it'll be really hard to code. This is actually a really easy game. If you are actually playing, let's extend this a little bit. We'll make the maze first because that'll be a little easier. So now this I know this isn't perfect. It's really sloppy and messy, but it's okay. This is the beginner's tutorial. We can make it more advanced and more perfect. Now we can add. So now we know that we can't go that way. So we'll go this way. And then we can go down again. Oh, so we can kind of adjust it like that. Great. So now we'll add another rectangle, and we'll go down. But then after that, now it's when the dead zone happens. That's when it leads you. Yeah. Now that's going to lead you to another dead zone. Down over here. So now I know that you can't go down here either. This is really easy. Now anyone can solve this. It's not really that difficult unless you're just kidding. So now we can add another rectangle, and this could go down over here, and then we can add another last rectangle down over here. So that'll let the player know they can't go down there either. So now all the player needs to know is we can add another rectangle over here. Now, I know this might be really difficult for you guys to follow along, but just pause the video. You can also rewind it until I'm done making this, and then you can add the rectangles so you guys can do what I'm doing. Now you know that you have to go this way. So when we start the game, we want to start over here. The player, it can't go down, so it'll go this way, and it can't go that way either. And it'll be really easy since this is like really big. And then the player will know that it can't go down here either and go this way, because that will be another dead end. And it can never go down this way. So I guess this will be the finish line. So let's add some more obstacles. I got a perfect one. So now we can add another rectangle down this way. Then we can add another one this way. And then we can add another one. This might be really hard for you guys to follow along, so let's rewind this video so you guys can understand it better. So I'll make another one over here. Someone might think you can go down here, but guess what? You can't. Actually, you know what? Maybe this should be the finish line. So we can't go that way either. And this is going to be the finish line. This is a pretty good maze to start off with. This will probably be the finish line after we're done. It's really easy. But as I said, this is going to be really simple. So yeah. Can I move this? Ooh. So, pause the video if you'd like and start to make this. It might be really difficult for you guys, and yeah. So this is the basic maze we want to do. You guys can make it different if you want, but basically, yeah, you add one rectangle over here, you add another one over here, you add another one over here, another one over here, another one over here, another one that goes this way, another one that goes this way, another one over here, down here, up here. Now, so basically how we want this game to be played is, so now we can actually start playing the game. This is the basic backdrop. So when we start the game, maze, the play button, we'll click on it. And this is the maze. I know, guys, it's really pathetic and really lame, but yeah, now let's start the game. So we can make, to make our sprite, it'll be really easy to make our sprite because we want our sprite to be tiny. So we'll just paint a little tiny sprite. The sprite will just be a little tiny circle. And let's make the circle, I'll reduce the size. How about 80? Great. You don't want it to be black. You can choose any color you want. Don't make it white, since our actual, outline is all white. Let's make it, let's make it red. Kind of like red. Yeah, I kind of like that. That's mine. So great. So, the computer, since the sprite will go different ways, the computer doesn't know where the sprite should start off once any person starts the game. So, now, so when we actually start the game, we want this sprite to hide. We want the sprite to hide. Because when we start the game, we don't want the sprite to just be hanging up. We want to hide. So when we start the game, we want the sprite to hide. So when we click on this button, it's not going to stay here. Bam. But we don't want it to be like that. Because they'll think that it should be hidden any other times. So when we press it, we want to show, and then we want to hide. Okay. And we always want, when we press this button, to show, because the computer might do something different, and it might think that it needs to hide all the time. I don't know, but it's sort of some things that'll happen. So when we press this button, we want to hide, at always. When we want to show, and then we want to immediately hide. So press it. Great. So now the sprite isn't here once we go to this background. So we need to add another event. So when the backdrop switches to backdrop 1, we want it to show because this is backdrop 2. And when we want it to show because we can't play the game unless we have the sprite. We want to show once it switches there. So let's start the game. Press the play button. Right now it's showing. But when we move around the sprite, what if it's stuck over here? And the computer will think, and no, what if you're actually finished? And if someone else plays, it'll stay right over here. It doesn't know that it's supposed. This is like the starting point always. The computer doesn't know that. So when the backdrop switches, we want it to show, and we want it to go to this place. So we want it to go to, right now it's at x value negative 104, and its y value is at negative 112. So that's where this is at right now. So we want to go to that place when the game starts. So if it isn't there, I'll show you what will happen. So let's say if we just move around the sprite and the guy's over here, and let's say he wants to start another match. When he starts it, it's going to stay down here. But this is like the starting point. Well, I don't know if this is exactly it, but we want to always stay over here because this place, I've chosen it to be the starting point. So now, it'll always stay over here. That's nice. But how do we move this around? Because the actual player can't just move the sprite around. So we need arrow keys. And so we want to, so let's say, so in actual game, if you press the up arrow, will go up, right arrow will go right, down arrow will go down, and the left arrow will go left. So when we press the up arrow, so to move a sprite up, now this is actually really easy, but for people who don't understand, it's going to be hard. We go to motion. Now, for everything that goes, horizontally, everything horizontally is called the x value, just so you know. And if you go to math class, you probably know this. Everything horizontally is x value. Everything vertically is y value. And so let's say if the sprite is up here. Right now, if we want to go down, we're moving the y value. Look. If we move this down, you see the y value mostly changed. If it was up here, the x value was 96. So look down here in the x value. X value is 96. The y value is 116. If we move this sprite down, I can't move it exactly down. But you see, the x value didn't change much. It only changed by, it just increased by 1 because I can't make it go exactly down. But the y value, it changed, our y, it changed by 30. So yeah, if we want to go down, we'll just minus the y value. That's how you go down. And to go up, you increase the y value. So up and down is vertical. So if we want to go up, we increase the y value. If you want to go down, you decrease the y value. So that's how you move a sprite. Now there are actually buttons like that. So to move up, which is up arrow, we want to change the y value by 10. So look, we'll start the game, play button, and press the up arrow. It's going up. It's going up. We can't go down yet, so we'll just duplicate this. Duplicate. And when we press the down arrow, to go down, look at the y value. It's decreasing, which means we want to change it by, it doesn't have to be 10. What it means by 10, it means it's 10 pixels. Look. So let's say if you're just moving your sprite around, just like I'm doing over here. So let's continue on. Maze button. So let's say, you see, I'm going through the black line. Now that doesn't look very professional, to me at least. So we need to add a code that says, if you ever touch this, you go back to the starting point. Now in order to do that, this is not really advanced coding, but it's sort of a little harder. So we need an if. So go to the control section and click on the if then button. Now actually first we need the wait until button. So after the backdrop switches to backdrop number 2, which is this one, we want it to show obviously. We want to go to the starting point, but then we want to wait until it it's touching the black. In order to do that, you go to sensing, and if this sprite, which is why we're coding on sprite number 2, if it's touching this black right over here, if we press this pinch button, this color would automatically be this color over here, which I think is pretty cool. Okay, so if we're touching this color, we're just going to wait until. So if we're about to touch this, what will happen? Well, now we need the if then. So if then button. So if we'll duplicate this. So if we're touching this color, what will happen? So what will just happen? Well, if we are touching this, we want to go back to the starting point. Okay, I duplicated this. We want to go back to the starting point, because that's kind of a punishment for touching this. I don't know if actual Maze does that, but I think it's pretty unprofessional to just go around like that. So, if it's touching that, we want to go back to the starting point. We don't want it to just happen once. We want it to happen, like, forever. So forget button. I want this forget button to go all around our code. Great. So, forever. So, every single time, whenever it touches this color, and if it's touching it, we want it to go back to the starting point. That's kind of a punishment. Yeah, shouldn't really be. I guess. I mean, it's kind of like a punishment, you know. Let's see if it works. So I'm going up, and let's say if I touch this, I go back to starting point. I go back. Should that really be the code? Well, I don't know, comment below. So we can either do it like that, or if it does touches that, let's say it moves, let's say if an edge bounce, what does this do? If an edge bounce, what's that mean? So if it's an edge, it's not bouncing. Wait a minute. I don't know. So we can't really change. I guess this is it. I mean, I guess. Should we just keep this one? I don't know. Yeah, I guess this would do. It's kind of a punishment. I mean, I thought that maybe once it touches this, it could just go back. Maybe. Well, actually, I was just thinking maybe I could teach you guys how to do that in the next video. But for right now, no. So, yeah. So, let's continue on. So, now we have it so that we go to the maze, you press the play button. If it touches that, it goes. So now we need a finish button, because if we actually wanted this to be the play button, or the finish button, how would the player know? Actually, another thing, we don't want the player to just go around like that. So if it touches an edge, we want to do something. So that means forever, wait until, we want to do two different things. So now we go to operators. And operators, wait until we're touching this, but we also have to wait until we're touching an edge. Now, if we're touching an edge, this is what we'll do. But if we are so if we're touching an edge, what will happen? So if we're touching an edge, just like this sprite, just like this over here, if an edge will bounce. Let's see if this will work. So let's see. So this obviously works. Wait, now it's not working. I guess that's the problem. Oh, I know. Oh, I get it. So it thinks that we do it at the same time, but we don't. Which means now we need a different operator. So now we need an OR. So wait until we're touching this, or if we're onto the operator. If we're touching an edge, or if we're touching the black color, these things, or if we're touching an edge. So if touching black, we'll go back to the starting point, and if we're touching an edge, we'll bounce. Let's see if this works. So let's see if this still works with black. This works with an edge. Oh, I see what they mean by bounce. If it's bounce, we can't go any further. They'll keep on bouncing. Right. So we'll go up. Nope, not gonna work. This is the way I want it to be. It makes it more professional. So now, what we need now is, so this kind of makes our code look different. So we can also move it up. There's so much code in space. So much. And that's so much code. So yeah, let's delete this. So now we need a finish point. So to add a finish point, we need a sprite that says finish. And once this touches the finish point, which I'm planning for this finish point to be like over here on the summer, over here. Wait. I think I found some other ways to make it a little more hard. I go to backdrops. So we need to make it a little more harder. So let's see if we add one right over here. We want this one to be different. So we want this to be a different color. And we want it to, so if our sprite ever touches this color, we want to go back to starting point. We don't want the players to know, but we don't want them to know that this is actually a danger point. We can also add another danger point right over here. We add so many danger points. Also, this is going to be another danger point. We can also add a danger point over here. And just another danger point. You can add danger points if you want. And these danger points are actually being fun. Danger point. And we want the end to be really challenging. So we need a danger point right down here. Can the sprite go? Yes, the sprite can go. So we want to make sure. Oh, what happened to that? Oh. More danger points. We want to make it a little more challenging. You know? So, the player can have a pretty hard time. Can it go? No. Because it's way too large. It's way too narrow. This is way too narrow. Way too narrow, way too narrow. It's very narrow. That's what makes it a little bit harder. So now we're done. We've added our danger points, and now we need the danger points to get activated. So wait until touching color. So we can add another. Can we? Yes, we can. So if it's touching this color, let's take this out. So if it's touching this color, or the green color, which by the way these colors are danger points, if it's touching this, or if it's touching an edge, we want to do these things. If it's touching color black, I'll duplicate this again, color black, or color green. If it's touching, we need another operator. So if it's touching black, or if it's touching black or green, we want it to, so if it's touching this, we want it to go back to the starting point. So yeah, this is what makes it more challenging. Now let's see if this actually works. Let's see if edge still works. Does edge still work? Yes, edge still works. Does black still work? Yes, black still works as well. Does green work? Yes. So yes, now we've actually got it. So we've made this a lot more challenging. Very narrow, very narrow, very narrow. I got it. Should we add coins? I guess we could add like food. Okay, I'll teach you guys how to add food and then make it sort of Pac-Man-ish in the next video. So now all we need to do is add a finish point and then we're done with making this. So in our backdrop, we're adding so many things to our backdrop. We need another rectangle. And this rectangle is going to be, I'll make it, it's kind of hard to read. Let's see, can I switch this around? Oh, I can. Great. So now, this is the finish point. We've got the finish point, so now we need the sprite to know we're adding so much to this part. So if it's touching that, okay, we can add another one. This is really difficult. It's gonna understand it, guys. Actually, no. Because the blue is actually gonna do something different other than these, so yeah. And if it's also touching the edge or this finish color, so to add that, we go back to sensing, and if it's touching this color, not the black color, this color, or if it's touching this one, okay, so or if it's touching that, and now we need the if then button. So if then. So if it's touching this color, we want it to, what should we do? So when we finish, what do we want it to do? Should we just say you won or something different? So if we want, let's add another sprite, and it'll just pop up and say you won. Yeah, that'll be better. So we want the sprite to activate. Then, so we want to just wait for like 1 second. So we want to wait for 1 second, and we also want it to broadcast a message. So this message name will be you won. So what a message is? Well, a message is kind of, so let's say the sprite does something, and another sprite has to do something if the sprite completes something. What the message will do is it'll kind of connect those two things, and the sprite will do it exactly after the message is broadcasted after the sprite does something. Kind of hard to understand, but you'll understand it. So let's add another sprite, and this sprite will kind of be like, I don't know, like an alpha? It'll be sort of like a, actually no, we'll just make the sprite like a, you won the game. It won't be you lost because you can just do it however many times. Let's darken it a little. Now we can add a text box, and this text box can say you won. We'll make this black. It's pixelated just the way we want it to be. I'm having fun with this. I hope you guys are. So you won. Great. You won. So we want this sprite to pop up right when, so the code. So when the game starts, we want it to hide. And when we want to hide, we want to show because the computer might get confused, and then we want it to hide. And it doesn't do anything until it receives the message. So when it receives the you won message, which is broadcasted, when Sprite 2 completes it, that's when it shows. That's when it's supposed to show. It's only supposed to show when you win, which is, so the message kind of connects two sprites together to do something. So, yeah. Let's see if this works. So I'm pressing the maze button, still not showing up. Green still works. Black edge still works. Edge still works. Oh, I don't think I can do it. I mean, I can, but... Eek, eek. I got it. What? Oh! I see. Actually, I want to change it because usually, if you ever win, it doesn't show black because if we want to win, we want it to be green. That's kind of like the professional, you won color. Great. So let's try this one more time. I'm putting in full screen. Let's start it. Maze. Play button. Let's see, can we go this way? I mean, no, we're not, but. So if we press the green button, that works. If we press the black, that works. If we're going on edge, it bounces, so that works. Is this going? Okay. Great. Even I'm not literally a professional with this part. Wow, difficult than I thought it was, even though this is my project. Wow, really difficult. Wow, how is this even, it should be. This is actually not working, even though it's my project. Okay, so maybe that's way too hard. I mean, it worked over here, doesn't it? So, yeah, it kind of works over here, but when it comes to full screen, it doesn't. So let's change the backdrop, because we don't want it to be way too challenging. So let's just erase this little layer. Yes, it's great. Full screen. Bam. So maze, let's play the game. Wow. I'm acting like a player. What does green do? Oh, it's a punishment, I see. So let's go on edge. Wow, that doesn't work either. How much if we go down here? Is it a launch pad? Nope. So that's the finish, I see. Does this work? Very narrow. Yes, I won. Great. So, does it go even further? I guess it does. Oh yeah, now I can just do like whatever I want. What happens if I touch this? What? Do you have a punishment if I touch this? So, great. That was our final run. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you actually made this game. And if you still have some trouble, trust me, I'm posting this on Scratch. and links on that will be in the description below. And once you're on Scratch, there's a button and you can see everything that I coded over here. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to my video. And if you want more, hit that notifications button. And yeah. And my next video about Fractals Lesson 2, trust me, that'll be coming. Maze Advanced Level 2 will be coming. Advanced 3, Advanced 4, I don't know, but I'll be making more coding videos, more educational videos, and more iLearn Academy videos will be coming to your way. So stay tuned to my channel. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later. So, hope you enjoy.